Samantha with Samantha Harrison Yoga, and today I'm here to give you some quick poses that you can do for low back pain. I've been having a lot of students in class recently talking about their low backs, and I've actually also been having some SI joint things going on too, and so I'm here to give you just a couple of things that you can do. And really quickly, there's a lot of things that can be happening causing your low back pain. But one of the factors that I'm going to address today is tightness in the hamstrings, which a lot of people don't think about when they're thinking about their backs. But because the hamstrings, which are these muscles and tendons that connect to your ischial tuberosities, which is what in yoga we refer to them as the sitting bones, they connect there, and if they're tight, then they pull and tug on the pelvis, which therefore causes issues in the low back. Also, tightness in the outer thighs and the glutes, all of that can contribute. And because most of us are sitting in chairs for a majority of our day, that is how they get tight. They're sitting in that contracted position, getting tight, the hip flexors get tight. So we're going to really try to stretch all of that out, which will hopefully make your low back happy and feel good. So I'm just going to give you a couple of quick things to do. First, have a strap or a belt at home. We're going to get right into it. Starting laying down on your back, and go nice and slow with getting down to your back. And then from there, go ahead and just keep your left foot on the floor. Hug your right knee in. Give it a little squeeze. And then loop that strap around the ball of your foot, or the arch of your foot more so. Take your hands down the strap, and then take your leg out straight. Now, if you have tight hamstring, your leg is going to be out further from you, and that's okay. The goal is for the leg to be straight, not for it to be up at this angle with your leg bent. So take your leg wherever you need it to be straight. And then draw your toes back toward you, reach your heel away from you. If your hamstrings are really tight, it'll probably be like this. If you're not quite as tight, you might be up a little bit more. Either way is totally fine. We're just find what works for you and getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. And then, if your hands are way up here on the strap, walk your hands down so that the back of your arms can relax. Draw your toes back. Take a deep breath. Again, keeping your left foot on the floor to just keep some more support in your back. Take another big inhale. And exhale. And then go ahead and wrap your right hand around both straps. And then from there, spin your heel to the left, so your toes are going to go out to the right. And then just take your leg out to the side, bend your right elbow, walk your hands down the strap so that your arm can come down, stretching your inner thighs, which also can contribute to low back pain. So basically, we're just trying to make sure all of the muscles and the areas that are connected to the low back are stretched and supple. And then inhale back up. Put both straps in your left hand, right thumb into your hip crease. Take that leg over. So keeping your hip down, you're not going into a deep twist here, but you might start to feel a stretch along the outside portion of your leg. That's called your IT band, which can also get really tight. Take another breath. And inhale back up. You can certainly hold these poses longer. I'm just kind of going through them quickly for you, but the amount of time that we're doing it is fine as well. And then extend your left leg up. Draw your toes back so both feet are in the strap. Again, your feet might be out further away from you here. That might mean you just have to engage your core more. Another breath. And then go ahead and place your right foot down on the floor. Again, take your leg wherever it needs to be straight and comfortable. Getting a stretch. So if this is feeling tight for you, just take some deep breaths, breathe into it, and know that you need to do this a lot. It will really help if your hamstrings are really tight. And then from there, put both straps in your left hand. Spin your left toes out to the left so that you're rotating your leg. And then just slowly take it out. Doesn't have to go very far. Make sure your left elbow's on the floor supporting you. Feeling a stretch in your inner thighs. And then inhale back up. Put both straps in your right hand. Left thumb into your hip crease. Keep that left hip down as you take your leg slowly across your body. Not much here. You're not going into a real twist. Take another breath. Inhale back up. And exhale, bend your knee. Release the strap. Roll onto your right side. And then slowly press yourself up. Good. Okay, from here we're coming over into tabletop position. Hands and knees. And then shift your weight to your left, lift your right hand up, and step your right foot forward. If your back knee doesn't feel good, you can fold your mat and put your knee on top of the folded edge, or even put a blanket under there. And then from there, you're going to walk your hands up your thigh. So you want to be back so that you're at this 90-degree angle. Your hips are over your knee, your front knee is over your ankle, your shin is totally vertical. This is like proposal pose. Okay, and then take one hand to your low back, one hand to your low belly, and then tilt your pelvis down so your sitting bones reach toward your heel. Your hip points lift up, and your belly engages. So you might now feel a stretch in your left hip flexor. That's good. So there's a deep muscle in there called the psoas that actually connects. It's a really big muscle, but it wraps around integrates in your low back, your sacrum, and wraps around through the hip and goes down the front of the leg. So sometimes if that psoas is tight, it can pull again on the low back muscles. And this is one of those muscles that gets tight from sitting a lot. So really stretching that out is good. And then from there, put both hands down. You might have to walk your foot forward, your right foot forward a little bit. And then tuck your back toes under, lift your knee. Come onto your fingertips and draw your sternum forward. And then just kind of let your hips drop and balance your hips up and down. This is still stretching that hip flexor. Let those hips drop. Another breath. And lower your knee back down. Step to table. Let's just go through a couple simple cat and cows. You want to move your cat and cow and initiate the movement from the base of your spine. So it would look like this. Inhale, your sitting bones tilt up. You slowly start to ripple through. And then look forward. Exhale, tailbone begins to draw down. And round your back with your head drop. One more time. And round. And then come to neutral. Lift your left hand up, step your foot through. Again, if you need to, fold your mat, put it underneath your knee. Come on up to proposal pose. So you might have to scoot your front foot back. Right hips over your knee. Front knee over your ankle, so your shin's vertical. Then one hand to your low back, one hand to your low belly. Tilt your tailbone down and draw your low belly in and up. So you should automatically feel a nice stretch in your hip flexor. If you're having issues with balance here, take your left foot out to the left more. It's more stable for balance. Take some deep breaths. And also notice, how does this side feel compared to the other? You might find some interesting things with right and left sides. They're all very different. very side to side. Take another breath. And again, if this is really tight, that's okay. Breathe into it, but it means you need to do this. This is good. And then go ahead and release your hands back down, tuck your toes under, lift your knee. You can adjust your mat. Scoot your foot forward. Come on to your fingertips again. And then just kind of bounce your hips up and down. Really stretching your right hip flexor. Another breath. And then lower the back knee down. Step back to tabletop. Then we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So spreading your fingers, pressing the pads of your fingers into the mat, tuck your toes under. Make this kind of a short dog. And then coming up with bent legs. So don't worry about straightening your legs. Bend your legs a whole lot. And then press your weight back into your legs. So really short down dog to help you lengthen your spine. So you're taking the hamstrings totally out of the equation by bending your legs and having a really short stance. Take another breath. And lower down to your knees. Take your knees wide, bring your big toes together. Bend your arms and just let your hands come together and rest your forehead. Nice, easy child's pose. Should feel good there, hopefully. Take a big inhale. And a sigh. And then from here, start to walk your hands in. Come around to a seat. So those are simple little things that you can do at home to just really help your back. And again, you're really working on making all of the muscles that are around your back and connect to your low back and everything in your pelvis and all of that supple and happy so that your back can be happy too. So I really hope this helps. Again, this is a short little video, but I have a longer video that you can purchase, and I'll put the link down below. It's about 30 minutes long, and you can grab that and download it and watch it as many times as you want. It's even longer and gives you more things to do for yourself. So enjoy. Please let me know if this was helpful. If you have questions, leave me a comment, email me, and let me know how this is for you. Thank you. Namaste.